competences. Who the hell do you think you are?
I see you, I don't
Can you
see
do what you're supposed to do?
Every day is okay. It's okay.
And if you are angry, then you are the crazy one.
Give and take.
I will exist.
For real.
Welcome to For Real episode 19. This is a podcast on human dignity recorded on the 30th of October 2024 at 8:30 at Theater Schuur in Haarlem, the Netherlands. We got together with 40 people to look into what it means to matter. Our guests go through a 2-hour experience in which they listen to pre-recorded interviews about the intellectual undermining of women. The music is made by Sarah Jeffrey on recorders and voice, Georgi Dumitriou on viola and guitar, and myself on harp. My name is Andrea Voets, and here at Resonate Productions, we make musical journalism by combining social journalism with lots of original music. During 4 moments within For Real, the audience is invited to be interviewed by one of the musicians. And in this podcast, you hear those conversations exactly as they took place.
If anyone would like to join, then please feel very free. Hello, I could hear footsteps. Welcome, and thank you for being the first.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I'll introduce myself. I'm Sarah. I was born in 1985 in Liverpool, in England. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Annie. I was born in 1988 in the US.
Okay, great. Welcome. So is there one of these 4 questions you'd like to talk about today?
I think that I'd like to weave through some of them because this is the place to weave. I think that I'm curious to actually ask you a question first and then continue the conversation.
Of course, yeah.
Because you've also been doing this now a lot.
Yeah.
So you've heard
right.
a lot of things, I'm sure.
We have, yeah.
Are of the questions that are here,
Mm-hmm.
is one of these questions also usually discussed?
That's a good question. So all of them have been chosen. And I will say when we were making this show, the question, what does humiliation feel like to you? I was thinking, oh, no one's going to choose that. That's really too much too far. But people have. And they've shared beautiful things as well. And it differs every show. Quite often people want to talk about something that has resonated with them. And for the other 3, the more specific questions, it can be anything. We just don't know.
Hello.
Hello.
Would you like to share your name?
I
Place
would
of birth?
not
Okay,
share my name.
sure, no problem.
I would like to stay anonymous.
No problem. Is there a question that you would like to answer that you thought of answering?
It's maybe a combination of the 2. I did not prepare this, as you might know. But I was thinking about the text that was mentioned before. And it also resonates with the one, when did you feel excluded? Because the story that was shared just now, I went to art school and it was exactly the same. I was in school at the KBK, which is the art school in The Hague. And as many people might have known, I was in a year with a rapist. But at the same time, there was also the culture of the art school, and everybody excused that guy. But it was also about the teachers only going to the bars with the men. So that's something I really recognize. Like, and when it was said like, oh yeah, you're not being missed, you're not being noticed, that's exactly what happened. We were mostly with femme people in the art school, and at the same time, the only people who are now into the galleries were the people sniffing coke with the student coordinator, which was the guy who sat with the other guys in the bar. So, and then you think, oh, it must be me, my art is not good enough. But then people say to you, oh yeah, but you can really see that it's made by a woman. And that was seen as a bad thing. So I try to run an art space now, together with my friend over there, and try to do the exact opposite what was taught to me in art school. So that's something that resonates with me, for what's been said before.
Wow, this is really strong. And is there how do you do this actually? How do you run an art space and try to do that?
I think we took over an NGO that was running on the same course as every art institute, which is excluding people and also deciding who is an artist and who is not, depending if you're a successful artist in school or not. And we decided to raise collectives, like invite collectives in, and not only artists, and collaborate with people from the street, people who have an opinion to share, and not only like the high-end art, and combining activism with art, which is always like a dirty word in the art world. Like, well, sharing your story as art is activism in my eyes. So that's what we try to do. Yeah, and invite as many people who have unheard voices and are most of the time excluded.
Great, this is the way.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this.
Yeah.
Would anybody else like to join? Hi, welcome. Would you like to give your name?
I'm Lilly.
Lily.
Hi, I'm from Holland. What I actually want, what's resonating with me is that there's a lot of things really recognizable for me in my personal life. But if I look at the first sentence or the first question, what responsibility lies on your shoulders, is that in the first place I'm a mom. And I have two beautiful daughters. And everything I hear and see is really, I don't know, it has to be said, but what I try to do in raising them is to make them strong and resilient, and also hopeful and powerful. And I think that is what I have to do as a mom. And I also see in the future generation, I mean, at least as I see young teenagers, and they're very interesting people. They're very powerful. They're very strong, and we have to endorse that, and we have to focus on that. That's actually what I wanted to tell.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I feel that too. I have a daughter, and I often think that if she was a 38-year-old man, then she would be like a billionaire in Silicon Valley, because she is really pittig. She doesn't listen to anyone. She does her own thing, and she knows exactly what she wants. Because she's 6, she has to be quiet and listen and do as she's told. And I was wondering, when does that switch? Like, when do you have to listen and do as you're told, and listen and do as you're told, and then you have to be an individual and be yourself and go against the grain? Do you have any advice for me?
Well, what I try to do is that to show them that they really have to be themselves, and that they are as they are. They are very. I mean, everybody is unique, and that's very beautiful. I see also a lot of things going on in schools, forming groups, and children can be very harsh to each other. So at the same time, I think it's worth to show them that people can have other opinions, but also those other opinions can be very interesting, but you can have your own and you can be yourself. And that's actually what I really try to do. And if you have talents, just explore them and make mistakes and find your own way. It's all obvious, but it's not that easy. And also, one trick I really would advise is don't let your child be on social media. And that is really we achieved that, and everybody is now jealous on us because they can form their own meaning. Their own opinion. Yeah. And they're not so scared about what's going on. Because they trust themselves. Wow. So that's.
This
but maybe she's sitting there. She's sitting.
Oh, there's
one. She better can tell herself.
I was just thinking, this sounds like amazing advice for adults as well.
Yeah, it is, because it makes you crazy. But that is actually, I do, if I look at myself, I recognize so many things. I'm a musician myself, and I live many things, and also I have another career now, and I feel all the resistance I get because of the system. But at the same time, I don't want to give up, and I want to stay positive and hopeful. Yeah.
Stay positive and trust yourself.
Yeah,
which is
just
what
go
you
on.
said. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now we would like to invite you to the front, two of you to come here to interview each other for a few minutes. For that we have another 4 questions. What would you like to say to your mother? What makes you feel powerless? When do you pretend everything is okay even though it is not? And do you resonate with something that has been said? If you need us, we are here to help.
I can interview myself.
Anyone else would like to join?
Hi. So what question would you like to answer?
When do you pretend everything is okay even though it is not? Because I know that's something I do all the time. I've only recently found out that I do it all the time. Actually, I went to therapy and I was telling my therapist about a fight I had at work, I felt I was being treated very unjustly. And she asked me, like, are you aware you're telling this with a huge smile? And I was like, no, I'm not aware. I don't know. Didn't know. And then I realized that actually quite often when I'm really angry, I'll say something like, oh, you can probably tell I'm really angry, right? And then the other person will say, no, I cannot tell. You're smiling. And ever since I found out about that's something I do. And I also learned that's something actually a lot of women do. And it's probably because it's safer to be friendly all the time than to be angry. So, yeah, I do it often.
Thank you for sharing. And can you imagine you will do it in future in a different way?
It's very automatic, so I'm not sure. I'm probably doing it right now. Like, I'm not angry right now, but I'm probably smiling more than I'm feeling happy, you know? So I don't know, like, it's very subconscious, so it's hard to say if I'll change it.
Yeah, but if you're just telling that you're going to speak with somebody at the moment, so maybe it's a pattern you can change if you want to.
Yeah. No, it's something I want to indeed. So, but yeah, no, I'll have to keep you updated.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck. And thank you again for sharing. Yeah.
Would you like to answer a question? Or?
Oh.
Yes? Would you like to share your name first? Or?
My name is Sil.
Nice to meet you. And is there a question that resonates with you?
I haven't thought about that yet. I had to, when I was listening and all those beautiful voices about the things we have to go through as a woman, I also felt very much how much the world at the moment needs women. I think we have so much to offer, and there's so many things we can and men cannot. And the privilege of giving birth to children, for instance, is something a man can never feel. I mean, you can be a good dad and you give a lot of love, but so we have to go through a lot of difficulties, obvious, but I also think we are very lucky to be a woman. I really feel that every day, and I can also see that it can be very difficult for men also, and also for all kinds of genders. We all have our struggles, and there's a lot to learn, and that's life, I think. So, and I also can see that men are struggling with the role they have to play in life, which is so often also not suitable for them. So
no, we're both caught in a trap.
Yeah, I think so.
Is there maybe a woman that comes to mind that helped you in a way that you think a man couldn't have, or a moment where you really felt like you were being uplifted?
My mom is a very good. She was always not very visible. My father was very, how do you say that in English? It felt like he was in charge for the family. And he died 3 years ago, and now I have a lot of time after my mom got very ill. She's still alive, and I can see her in her full strength. And she was always very strong, not very visible, and now so she's very I learned a lot from her. Grateful that she's still there. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, you're welcome.
We are recording for the final time. Anyone is welcome to come to the centre and to share one sentence on what do you deserve.
Just a sentence, right? Or a word?
However you feel.
I think everybody's really tired and needs to pee and wants to go home after a long day. So I'll keep it short. I'll try to. I'm at a point at the moment where I feel like where I'm actively trying to learn to feel and to practice that I deserve pleasure. Pleasure in small things, in taking a break, in sensory experiences, pleasure in sensual experiences and bodily experiences that really shake me and that go beyond the mind. And this is difficult for me because I was assigned female at birth. So when I was born, the doctor didn't see a willie, so he said, "It's a girl." And I'm 33 now, and a couple of years ago I came to realize that small sentence actually trapped me. It trapped me in a gender and later trapped me in a body. And what I feel that I deserve right now, as was said before, apart from pleasure, is to go beyond that body, which is difficult because you can't. I'm at a point in my transition where some days I go to the supermarket and people call me sir, other days people will call me madam. It's a complete mindfuck. And I can get very worried by what that means. And on the other hand, it's a complete life hack, right? So if they don't know, does it matter? If I can choose even this, if I can choose something that was determined for me 33 years ago, what else can I choose? And there's so much strength and power and liberation in that. And yes, it's hard. And yes, people are worried that I might be ugly or that people won't find me attractive anymore. But basically, it's a worry about happiness. I think people are worried for my happiness. And I think the happiness will come when, and that's an experience that I wish everybody, that you feel at ease with yourself and can experience that joy beyond the labels that were given to you, whatever those labels may be, and how refining or limiting they may feel at some point. I think that's what we all deserve. Thank you.
Thank you.
This was For Real from Theater Schuur in Haarlem. We are Resonate Productions, and you can find us on Instagram at resonate.productions or on facebook.com/musicaljournalism. See you next time.